Good morning, Rancho Santa Fe Eagles. I hope everybody is doing well. It's Mrs. Lowe coming to you with our second Read Aloud. I hope that your online instruction has been going well this week. I hope that you've been getting into a good routine at home with your siblings and with your family and really figuring out how to make learning from home work for you. So the book that I'm going to read you today is called No Dogs Allowed. And you may think that this book is a little bit funny, and it is. I've been reading this story to my son every single day, and while there are parts of it that are very silly, I think at the end it's been making me think a lot about the time that we have right now and how to find enjoyment in it, even though it feels uncertain and it feels very different from what we're used to. So, No Dogs Allowed. Hi, my name is Iris. I'm 7. And once, a long time ago when I was 6, I lived in a place called the Bronx in the kingdom of 3rd Avenue in the land of New York City, with a big sister named Shorty the fortune teller who could tell the fortune by rolling her eyes. A mother named Mammy the busy because she was always busy doing something. A father named Pappy the clever, who with the touch of a hand in about 5 or 6 hours could fix anything. And a dog named Ella because he didn't do a thing. One day we decided to go to the lake in the Enchanted State Park. We woke up very early because that's how you beat the traffic and get a good picnic table. It was so early, it was still dark outside. It was so early I had extra trouble waking up Ella because he is very good at sleeping. My Mammy the busy and my Pappy the clever got everything ready. Mammy made a little lunch and a little after-lunch snack. Then she made a little dinner and a little after-dinner snack. Then she made dessert and a little something for the road just in case we got hungry. My Pappy packed, saying, only take what you really need to go on a picnic. My big sister Shorty the fortune teller packed a few essentials. And I was packing for Ella when my sister yelled, rolling her eyes, "Mom! Iris can't bring that dog, can she? There'll be nothing but trouble if he comes." "There'll be nothing but trouble if he stays," said his mom. We packed our things onto the sidewalk and then met my cousin Carmen the Beautiful. She brought her traveling beauty parlor. My other cousin, Marta the Smart, she brought a few books. And my Aunt Tuta the happily married and her brand new husband, Juan. They were so in love that they could only bring each other. We brought Don Juan the grocer, who brought his deli counter, the wise old people who wisely brought a table, chairs, and a box of dominoes so they could finish a game they started 100 years ago when they were young in Puerto Rico, and a few neighbors from the tri-state area. They brought things too. We loaded up our cars and trucks and trailers and off we went. We never took the highway. Pappy said that the old roads were better to break down on. Which we did. "I knew we were going to break down," said my big sister Shorty the fortune teller, rolling her eyes. "That's okay," said Mammy. "We can have a snack and it gives me a chance to crochet a nice cloth for the picnic table. And it gives me a chance to fix the tires after I fix the car," said Pappy the clever. "And I can fix my hair a bit," said Carmen the Beautiful. "And I'll have time to finish reading this grim fairy tale," said Marta the Smart. "I was just getting to the good part. And I'll be able to make some sandwiches to have before, during, and after we get to the lake," said Don Juan the grocer. My Aunt Tutu the happily married and her brand new husband Juan gazed into each other's eyes and said, "Oh boy, this gives us a chance to spend more time together before we get to the lake to spend even more time together." The wise old people didn't say anything, but looked around us wisely, set up their table and chairs, and broke out the dominoes. Anybody who wasn't changing a tire, looking for a car jack, or crawling under the cars got busy preparing a snack for anyone who was changing a tire, looking for a car jack, or crawling under their car. Anybody left over got a chance to do whatever they wanted to do. I got the chance to play tug of war with Ella He was very good at that. So I knew exactly where the road map was when my pappy wanted to check it so we wouldn't get lost once we were on the road again. but we got lost anyway. I knew we were going to get lost, said my big sister Shorty the fortune teller, rolling her eyes. Think of it as an adventure, said my Mammy. Besides, it gives us the chance to visit our neighbors and practice our English when we ask for directions. One day we'll actually get there. It's a miracle, said my big sister Shorty the fortune teller when we actually arrived. I couldn't wait to do all the things that I had been thinking of, like jumping in the enchanted lake, and getting some enchanted sun, and eating some enchanted lunch, and taking an enchanted nap, and building some enchanted sandcastles. And that's when my big sister stopped rolling her eyes long enough to read the enchanted sign that says, "No dogs allowed." Enchanted or otherwise. I knew it, she was hopping mad. I knew this was going to happen. I gulped. My sister was right. Ella Gente did cause trouble. This was terrible. What were we going to do? Go home after breaking down and getting lost because Ella Gente was a dog? He couldn't help it. He was born that way. Besides, being a dog was all he did best. Why weren't dogs allowed at the lake anyway? I looked at Mammy. My Mammy and Pappy looked at each other. Everyone started talking at once in both English and Spanish. Then my Pappy said, "Wait a minute. Can't you all just be quiet so we can figure out what to do?" Then my Pappy yelled, "Quiet!" at the top of his young lungs. And finally, he thought for the longest minute of my life. Finally, he said, "Look, these packages are heavy. We might as well put them on a nice picnic table while we figure out what to do." And then my Mammy got busy saying, "It's hot. I might as well make some coconut pineapple punch and set out the blankets in a nice shady spot until we figure out what to do." And Carmen the Beautiful said, "I might as well put on my swimsuit in case Prince Charming shows up until we figure out what to do." And Marta the Smart said, "I might as well go and make some fairy tale sandcastles until we figure out what to do." And Don Juan the grocer said, "We might as well eat these sandwiches I made until we figure out what to do." My Aunt Tuta, the happily married, and her brand new husband Juan had decided to put their heads together and take a walk around the lake to try to figure out what to do. And the wise old people had already wisely sized up the situation and found the perfect tree to play dominoes under until somebody else figured out what to do. Then Pappy the Clever said, "We should just take turns with Ella Gente in the parking lot until we figure out what to do." So, that day, in the parking lot of the Enchanted State Park, my dog had his fur done by Carmen, was read to by Marta, was fed by Don Joe, was babysat by my Aunt Tuta and her husband Juan, played dominoes with the wise old people, had his paw read by my sister, and was hugged and kissed by me, until we could figure out what to do. And before we knew it, it was dark. My cousin Marta the Smart couldn't read anymore. Aunt Tuta and her brand new husband were anxious to get home to start becoming a married old couple. Carmen the Beautiful had put rollers back in her hair. Plus, there was nothing left to eat. It was time to leave. As we drove home, Ella Gente and I agreed that my sister Shorty the fortune teller was right both times. Ella Gente did cause trouble, and we never did figure out what to do. But it didn't matter, because we all felt tired and sleepy and happy and sandy, just like you should after spending the day at the Enchanted State Park. So boys and girls, I want to remind you today that even though our schedules look a little bit different, even though we're maybe anxious to get back to school, see our teachers, see all of our friends, I want to remind you to enjoy these days. Maybe enjoy the independence that your teachers have given you to complete your assignments and to get through all of your work on your own. Maybe you make up a new game with your siblings. Maybe you spend more time with a family member or with your pets that you haven't had the chance to spend time to. Maybe you help your parents learn some new chores or find ways to help around the house. If you do these things and make the most out of all the time you have, then this time is going to pass quickly and we're going to go back to school quick. Signing off, it's Mrs. Lowe. Bye.